To the world, I would say one thing. Stand by and watch Africa become a powerhouse of the future as the youth of Africa drive the economy for the next 10 years. It will be an exciting decade, and I really challenge the whole world to participate and support Africa to become that global powerhouse.
This is the beginning of something very, very big.
Now is your time. The world and Africa has never been in a better place for young people to stand up and make their future their own.
We need to enhance awareness about TVET career paths.
I want all the other girls and women to be able to see and realize that they can be anything they want to be.
Leaders, government, private sector in particular really need to think of what it is we can do collectively.
And it has been a remarkable opportunity for all of us to be here and to engage with members and partners of WorldSkills International and share the vision of WorldSkills Africa. We will work with the current members to co-create the governance arrangements as well as encourage membership and mentorship and wholehearted support to new countries and willing countries that want to be part of WorldSkills Africa.
The reason why I'm here is because of my family and also because of the country. We have an abundance of different ingredients.
It's creation, it builds us.
We need implementers, we need artisans, we need people of different skill sets contributing to that path.
My appeal for the African countries is to join the WorldSkills movement. The world is not complete without Africa.
It's time to celebrate the launch of WorldSkills Africa. The time you've been preparing for has arrived.
This is an exciting chapter filled with innovation, collaboration, and success.
This is the beginning of something extraordinary, the launch of WorldSkills Africa.
Thank you for being part of this amazing chapter. Buckle up for an amazing ride.
I congratulate you on this new journey towards growth and excellence.
The stage is yours and the world is watching in awe.
Cheers to new beginnings, WorldSkills Africa. Excited for this wave of creativity, inspiration, and positive change. Welcome to our community.
Prosper with us. Excel with us.
Grow with us.
Discover with us.
Let us all come together and embrace the power of skills.
Together.
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 Together, we are WorldSkills.
Today, we are here to celebrate skilled African people because they are a vital part of the sustainable economies and societies we are all trying to build. We want to open up opportunities for African youth that will improve their lives, your countries, and our world.
Supporting skill development in Africa is a strategic priority in WorldSkills because we see what you see. That Africa is a continent supercharging its growth, but prioritizing sustainable and inclusive development.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the launch of the African Union Theme of the Year and exhibition. When we envision an integrated, prosperous, resilient, and sustainable Africa, the Africa we want, we recognize education as the foundational and fundamental engine and driver of this transformative development. As Nelson Mandela once said, it is through education that the daughter of a peasant can become a doctor, the son of a mine worker can become the head of the mine, and the child of the farm worker can become the president of a great nation. Today, our efforts and theme of the year are rooted in the belief that every child, woman, and man should have access to quality education, to be equipped with the skills to navigate the complexities and seize the opportunities of the 21st century. For the attainment of this goal and the realization of our commitment, we need to redouble our efforts in the following areas. The first one is to address inequality and inequity. The second one is to increase budget spending and improve spending efficiency in education. The third one is to enhance quality of education. And the fourth one is to align education to employment and the demands of the future job market. And lastly, we have yet to work on gender disparities. Ladies and gentlemen, Africa's education system therefore needs to be transformed and revitalized along the entire education system. Starting off, we must transform our education and skills systems. As the implementing arm of the African Union, AUDA NEPAD is supporting member states and collaborating with partners in ramping up efforts to fast-track the continental education strategy for Africa. Our main focus areas this year will be first on science, technology, and innovation. AUDA NEPAD is working to promote STEM education as a crucial driver of economic and social development. This includes supporting the development of STEM curriculum, teacher training programs, and integrating technology in classrooms. And these efforts aim to enhance teacher development and provide digital solutions in education. Through Energize Africa, our flagship program, AUDA NEPAD is establishing a critical skills bank aligned with the occupational needs of priority sectors under the AFCFTA to enhance labor mobility across regional communities. The initiative collaborates with innovation hubs to intensify technological advancements, incubate ideas, and catalyze innovations. Second is modernization and reform of the technical vocational education and training, the TVET systems. Through the Skills Initiative for Africa, AUDA NEPAD provides catalytic grant funding to pilot countries to supporting the modernization of TVET institutions, introduce new skills, and provide curriculum design support through partnerships with the business sector. And three is strengthening the linkage between skills development and industry by exchanging best practices, benchmarking, and peer learning. In this regard, I'm also pleased to announce that the AUDA NEPAD will establish the World Skills Africa Desk to serve as a platform to rally member states to become part of a global movement under the banner of World Skills International. I call upon member states to join this movement as one of our flagship initiatives to drive transformative system change in TVET and participate in the next skills competition set to take place in Livingstone, Zambia in 2025. As we embark on the second 10 years of Agenda 2063, the collective action and commitment will be pivotal. It will be pivotal in transforming the educational landscape across Africa, laying the foundation for African prosperity driven by its most valuable resource, which is its own people. I call upon policymakers, decision makers, development partners, business community, philanthropy and foundations, civil society organizations, teachers and parents for collective and coordinated action. Join us in this journey.
Promoting and developing digital education in Africa has the power to improve learning and completion rates, promote digital skills which are crucial for employment, responsible citizenship, and livelihoods, revitalize the teaching profession, expand vocational training and higher education opportunities. The Africa Union Digital Education Strategy is the basis for accelerating digital infrastructure and ICT integration in teaching, learning, assessment, research and administration, in line with the Agenda 2063. Our digital education strategy is not just about improving access to ICTs, but also about fostering feasible and sustainable, gender-responsive innovations and promoting digital entrepreneurship across the continent. We believe that by leveraging the transformative power of technology in education, we can accelerate progress towards our goals of sustainable development and shared prosperity for all Africans. This vision is key to the African Union's efforts to create a more connected, empowered continent, and it will continue to drive our work in the years ahead. African education needs safe and secure internet usage and high-speed connectivity, while considering cost and device accessibility barriers. All countries in Africa are working hard to improve access to digital education. But there is still much work to be done to provide schools access to internet, make devices available to teachers and students, establish data systems, and promote digital skills to mold an Africa we want. Leadership and collaboration is required in mobilizing the technical and financial resources to achieve digitization in our education sector.
The African Union International Center for Girls and Women Education is a specialized institution of the African Union since 2004. The AU CFA has a big mandate to promote girls and women education in Africa and also mainstream gender equality and equity in different member state national policies on education.
Afri, Ife, Smarty.
They say close your mouth about the things going on in your area, girl. They say you're too weak, too vain to care. They say your heels too high, your skills too low for you to know. Hey, well, that's just what they say. But who is this African girl? Yeah. Who is this Ugandan girl? Tell me, who is this Nigerian girl? Yeah. Do we know, do we know, do we know? Oh, do we know, no, no? I've got a future and a dream. I've got a future and a dream. It's more than what your eyes can see. It's more than what your eyes can see. Give me the chance to reach my destiny. And be more, 'cause I know I
There are so many deeper reasons that girls in Africa are still not going to school. Early pregnancies, early marriage, child marriage. When a conflict occurs, or sometimes when the pandemic like COVID-19, when it happened, those who suffer more are girls. School, they are staying at home to take care of the family. They are bringing to market to help the family. And there's sometimes you cannot imagine the number of African girls who are out of school today.
À la femme, la fille, la mère et la reine, celles qui sont bien loin.
Faut jamais te décourager dans tout ce que tu fais. Même si tu as eu des gens, des critiques, il ne faut jamais baisser les bras.
Nos femmes et filles sur les bancs d'une Afrique qui éduque. Où sont les hommes chantant les cantiques, les profs de cette lutte? Je vois des mâles convaincus, je vois des hommes engagés, je vois des flammes dans nos rues, je vois des femmes diplômées. Éduquer une femme, c'est fabriquer les pères de demain. Éduquer une fille, c'est éviter des drames sans fin. L'agenda n'a pas changé, ça reste le vœu 63. Pour toutes les filles de ce monde, faut y mettre toute notre foi. Je suis la Sud-Afrique, le Congo et le Tchad. Yeah. Tunisie, l'Égypte et le Maroc. Je suis la fille mauritanienne de l'Ouganda, du Rwanda. Éthiopie, de la Tanzanie. Yeah. Zambie, Burkina Faso.
Africa educates her.
Africa educates her. Africa educates her campaign. Africa educates her. I am African girl.
All African children, wherever they are, whoever they are, whatever their health condition, their economic condition, their geographic condition, their origin, their country, benefit from the dividends of development.
Africa educates her. The agenda is still the same. Agenda 2063.
HP Gaming Garage, eSports Management and Game Development Academy.
We are now firmly in the era of the knowledge economy, and as the physical and the digital worlds continue to intersect and to merge, a whole new set of skills and competencies will be required. Learners, as they embark on this journey of upskilling, reskilling, and new skilling themselves, we are happy to be able to support them with our professional certificate program on esports management, game design, and game programming.
Kevin Mitchell takes the lead in our first course, The What and How of Esports Management.
Hello all and welcome to the HP Gaming Garage's Esports Management track. We will explore topics that range from the players, the gaming titles, the teams, the leagues, the events, and all of the key stakeholders that exist in the esports ecosystem.
Ian Schreiber teaches the second course, A Complete Guide to Game Design.
My name is Ian Schreiber. I've been designing games professionally for about 20 years as of the time of this video. What happens in the game when you aren't jumping? Are enemies moving? Is there a timer counting down? Is the level auto-scrolling? These choices of how the game actually works, that's what we call game design.
Rajaravi Chandra Prasad helms the third course, From Code to Creation, Mastering Game Programming.
Hello and welcome to HP Gaming Garage. Game development is a collaborative effort of artists, developers, and designers that work together to deliver the final product.
Curated by leading professors for HP, this program is available free of cost to learners across the globe and is part of our effort to accelerate digital equity for 150 million people by 2030.
Enroll now and get ready to make your mark in the thrilling world of esports.
Every child has a right to education. One university in the United States conducted a study in Africa, and they said that we have over 100 years to catch up with the rest of the world. with the kind of education system that we have currently.
Good morning, everybody.
We have a population that has been reasonably explosive in the past few years. We realized that our public school teachers needed huge upskilling. The main question is, could it be done by just starting from the basics?
When the pandemic struck, we tried to create a program which enabled countries to keep their academic year alive. We saw some of the best teachers with the best outcomes, not necessarily having the best resources, but having the most creativity. The birth of this program was to support the teachers in their journey to embrace these new technologies that are coming into the classroom. The HPID program runs for a full academic year. We actually asked them to take on a project which they would like to prototype and solve a community problem.
What are some questions you can ask on this topic?
This program seeks to help teachers build new concepts, have different skills in teaching their students. Let your innovation be something very simple that seeks to address a problem in your school. That will help every student you have.
We are teachers. We have our own intellect. So what they did for the whole of 1 year is they opened our minds to the possibilities. Last round. Now, every time I see a problem, it's a question of let's interact with others. Let's see how they are solving it. At the end of the day, every problem has a solution.
347.
347 it is.
To see something like HP Idea go from a concept to creation to now scale is very self-fulfilling because it aligns with the values of the company, and I think it really creates that magic for me at the end of the day.
Let's clap for ourselves.
It is important that such a program stays in Ghana. It will make teaching easier, and that will also help the child to grow and compete with his peers.
Teachers recognize that they can be change makers in their classroom. When you have the framework, you can do anything.
l'Institut de la francophonie pour l'éducation et la formation est un organe spécialisé de l'Organisation internationale de la francophonie qui appuie ses États membres sur le chantier important de l'éducation et de la formation. Basé à Dakar, l'IFEF conduit, avec l'appui des partenaires de la francophonie, des actions en accordant la priorité au sous-secteur de l'éducation de base et de la formation professionnelle et technique. Actif sur 4 continents, Afrique, Asie, Europe et Amérique, l'Institut accompagne les États et gouvernements dans la mise en œuvre de l'agenda pour l'éducation 2030. L'éducation et la formation constituent un défi majeur à l'échelle de la planète, où une jeunesse majoritaire est confrontée à des systèmes éducatifs peu efficients. L'IFEF propose des programmes phares tels que École et langue nationale Élan, qui appuie les ministères de l'Éducation dans leur volonté de faire de l'enseignement bilingue français, langue nationale maternelle, un vecteur d'amélioration des résultats scolaires au cycle primaire. L'initiative francophone pour la formation à distance des maîtres, IFADEM, qui contribue à l'amélioration de l'accès à une éducation inclusive et de qualité et en français, par le renforcement des capacités professionnelles des enseignantes et enseignants et des personnels de supervision de l'éducation de base. Copiloté par l'AUF et l'OIF, l'IFADEM concerne aujourd'hui une quinzaine de pays francophones, majoritairement en Afrique. Formation et insertion professionnelle, FIGE, qui soutient l'élaboration de politiques publiques visant à relier la formation professionnelle avec les compétences attendues sur le marché du travail, ainsi que l'accompagnement dans l'élaboration des programmes de formation pour favoriser leur pertinence au regard du marché de l'emploi. KIX, partage de connaissances et d'innovation, un projet conjoint entre le Partenariat mondial pour l'éducation et le Centre de recherche pour le développement international. Le centre KIX Afrique 21, qui intervient au niveau régional, vise l'amélioration des politiques publiques d'éducation de 21 pays d'Afrique francophone et lusophone. Il est piloté par le consortium AEF, Confemen et IFEF, qui assure le rôle de chef de file. Enfin, Relief, ressources éducatives libres pour l'égalité femmes-hommes EFH, une initiative qui vise à faciliter la recherche, l'échange et le partage des ressources pédagogiques ainsi que les bonnes pratiques, pour promouvoir l'égalité femmes-hommes et filles-garçons dans le domaine de l'éducation par le biais d'un portail destiné aux enseignantes, enseignants, personnel d'encadrement désirant intégrer le FH dans leurs pratiques quotidiennes et plus largement à toutes les institutions et les personnes intéressées par ces sujets. Pour plus d'informations sur les programmes, visitez le site ifef.francophonie.org, l'IFEF pour une éducation inclusive et de qualité pour toutes et pour tous.
Naishukuru namna imenichukua ikanikubali niweze kusoma. Nikaona welding hii yaweza nisaidia kwa maana wakati namaliza kusoma hapo nitaanza kazi. Yaani ni kazi ambayo inatumika ulimwengu. Tuseme kujenga nyumba, kutengeneza gari au iwe ndege. Nikasema kwamba nikisoma welding kila pahali ambapo nitakapoenda sitoweza kosa kazi. Nimesoma arc welding, gas welding na MIG. Hizi mpya ambazo nimepata zitanisaidia sana. Maana kuna zile tumefundishwa kutumika in team work. Kuna namna gani shida zinaweza tokea hapa mahali ambapo mnafanyizia kazi. Tumefunzwa namna unaweza kutatua shida. Kwa future yangu najua ya kwamba nitakuwa employer.
Way soo mari kartaa imikadan markaan soo xarooday waxa la ilaha ma adiga gabadha ayaa maxay bir jari kartaa aluminium albaab aad samaynaysaa meel maad kori kartaa waa jeclaan kuura waan samaynayaa waxaan inaan samayn markaa imidayna inaan samayn kara ayaan aaminay dadka iga dambeeya ee maxay walaalaha iyo asxaabteedana u baahan yihiin inay iyaguna bartaan wadana kale inta noogula imaado ayaa laga sameeyaa maxaa ahaaday aluminiumta oo dalkayagii dad ka soo baxo oo wax u bartay ma jiraan anaga ugu horeyna jiilka dambena inaa maxaa ahaaday ay bartaan ayaguna way ku haminayaan waanan u horseedaynaa fursadda inaan maxaa ahaaday guul aan ka gaarnaan rajaynayna.
You can see me, I'm ready as a chef. Today I'm going to prepare for you curry sauce. My name is Fatuma Barafuma. I'm a Congolese and refugee from Nakivale settlement. I'm 27 years old. To me, to get out of Nakivale up to Uganda Hotel and Tourist Training Institute, up to here at Hotel Le Confidentiel, it's a long journey. Looking for a school is not easy because for us we are refugees. It's not everyone who can accept us to go because some people take refuge like some people doesn't have mind. I have this confidence. It's because of that institute, UHCTI in Uganda. Thank you so much, my teachers, for what we have been taking us through. You give us skills, you give us confidence, and respect also.
Obreal és una entitat nascuda a Barcelona, una ciutat innovadora, integradora i inclusiva.
Ankara Kala Nostra Seu está aquí a Barcelona. Sisi ni shirika kinachoundwa na wataalamu na mashirika kutoka duniani kote na tumeimarika kwa ajili ya michango iliyotolewa na wao.
Voilà ce que nous sommes et voilà ce que nous faisons.
Desde Barcelona creamos puentes entre los distintos sures y los distintos nortes. Lo hacemos generando conocimiento, promoviendo el diálogo en educación superior, fomentando la innovación e impulsando el desarrollo sostenible.
Porque devemos compartilhar as melhores soluções para os desafios comuns que todas as regiões enfrentam.
Unsere Arbeit basiert auf 5 Grundwerten: Innovation, Inklusivität, Vielfalt, Nachhaltigkeit und Mehrsprachigkeit.
This is our vision. There is not just one South or one North, but there are different Souths and Norths that are distinct and diverse, but that also share common challenges. It is from this perspective that we are convinced that we can construct common agendas and joint visions.
የማህበረሰቦችን እድገት የሚደግፉና ከተለያዩ የዓለም ክፍሎች የመጡ ዜጎች ሁሌም እኩልነትን መሰረት ባደረገ መልኩ እንዲገናኙ የሚያስችሉ ተግባራትና ራዕዮች
Kami ay isang samahan galing sa iba't ibang kultura at galing sa iba't ibang rehiyon. Parlem en diferents llengües, però ens uneix la voluntat de construir ponts entre tots els nords i entre tots els suds.
Obreal is an organization that promotes inter-regional dialogue, composed of higher education institutions, university associations, and cooperation agencies from all latitudes. We were born in Barcelona, a city that represents our values: innovation, inclusion, plurality, and multilingualism. We work to promote education and development with the conviction that through dialogue and connection, we can understand each other better and build a more just reality. In the world, there is not only one North or one South, there are multiple and different Norths and Souths. Our mission is to build bridges between different regions to encourage cooperation, exchange, and mutual recognition. We act based on priorities identified by local players and generate knowledge in a flexible, multilingual, and circular manner. Promoting interregional political dialogue, building capacities, and promoting critical knowledge of diverse realities. At Obreal, we think that development should come from the territories themselves and the people who inhabit them. Obreal is a cross-cutting, multilingual and interregional project that combines efforts to build shared solutions to the common development challenges shared by the different norths and the different souths. We must do it for ourselves, but above all, for the generations that will succeed us.
Vous êtes jeune diplômé de l'enseignement technique ou de la formation professionnelle et souhaitez entrer sur le marché du travail. Vous êtes une entreprise en quête de diplômés qualifiés ou un établissement de formation professionnelle désirant suivre le parcours d'insertion de vos diplômés. Alors InserJeune est l'application qu'il vous faut. InserJeune est une plateforme qui croise les données des diplômés, des centres de formation professionnelle et des entreprises qui recrutent afin d'optimiser vos chances d'insertion et d'ascension professionnelle. Disponible sur mobile et web, découvrez sur InserJeune les secteurs d'activité qui embauchent et trouvez un emploi qui correspond à votre formation. Vous êtes une entreprise à la recherche de diplômés qualifiés pour accroître votre activité? InserJeune vous propose un vivier de jeunes talents formés selon vos besoins en main-d'œuvre qualifiée. Cette application permet également aux établissements de formation professionnelle de suivre en temps réel le parcours d'insertion de leurs diplômés. InserJeune est un outil développé par l'Institut de la francophonie pour l'éducation et la formation, IFEF, organe subsidiaire de l'Organisation internationale de la francophonie, OIF. Cet outil, dont les bénéficiaires sont les États, peut être déployé dans les pays qui en feront la demande. Il a pour but d'obtenir le taux d'insertion des jeunes formés et la satisfaction des entreprises pour mieux réguler et orienter les jeunes vers des formations correspondant aux besoins des entreprises. La plateforme est adaptée pour les 3 types d'utilisateurs principaux: les diplômés, les établissements de formation et les entreprises. Une fois enregistré, vous avez accès à différents services selon votre profil. Suivi des parcours des diplômés par des conseillers d'insertion professionnelle des établissements de formation, géolocalisation de tous les acteurs, entreprises partenaires, diplômés et centres de formation, consultation des offres d'emploi avec la possibilité pour les diplômés d'y répondre en envoyant leur candidature, CV et lettre de motivation directement à travers l'application. Vous souhaitez rejoindre le réseau orienté vers la recherche d'emploi et actif sur tout le territoire national? Connectez-vous dès aujourd'hui sur inserjeune.francophonie.org. Que vous soyez diplômé, entreprise ou établissement de formation, créez votre compte, complétez votre profil et renseignez le court questionnaire qui vous est proposé. Avec l'application InserJeune, c'est une adéquation formation-emploi réussie.
Le bureau régional multisectoriel de l'UNESCO pour l'Afrique de l'Ouest, Sahel, et ses partenaires ont lancé en mars 2021 l'initiative panafricaine pour la transformation digitale de l'enseignement et la formation technique et professionnelle, EFTP, et les systèmes de développement des compétences en Afrique pour mener des réflexions sur la mise sur pied d'un mécanisme efficace d'accompagnement des pays.
C'est ça qui va créer des emplois et c'est ça qui fera que les conditions de vie des gens vont s'améliorer. Maintenant, au cœur de cette transformation structurelle, il y a des systèmes d'enseignement et de formation technique et professionnelle. Et nous l'avons vu après la crise, pendant la crise et après la crise de la Covid, les technologies de l'information et de la communication sont très importantes. La digitalisation donc de ce système d'enseignement technique et professionnel devient très très importante pour accompagner la transformation structurelle des économies africaines. Voilà pourquoi en 2020, avec un certain nombre de partenaires, nous nous sommes réunis et puis nous nous sommes dit il faut que nous accompagnions les pays africains dans la transformation digitale des systèmes d'enseignement et de formation technique et professionnelle.
C'est ainsi qu'un atelier régional de formation en présentiel pour les praticiens s'est déroulé à Dakar du 7 au 9 décembre 2021. L'initiative a formé en 2021 et en 2022 plus de 550 leaders et praticiens en EFTP de 15 pays d'Afrique francophone et anglophone. La motivation des partenaires à travers cette initiative est de pouvoir aider les pays africains à disposer de l'écosystème favorable à cette transformation digitale.
En fait, c'est un projet auquel nous croyons. Et c'est un projet qui répond aussi aux besoins de nos pays membres de la francophonie et également les autres pays. Mais ça correspond à un besoin pressant et nous répondons avec l'UNESCO à ce besoin. Maintenant, ce projet nous a permis non seulement de mettre en commun nos ressources, non seulement de mettre en commun nos compétences, mais surtout que la compétence et la ressource est dédoublée. Et ce qu'on peut faire, c'est quelque chose de magnifique et vraiment qui répond à un besoin existant et pressant.
Donc, dans le cadre de cette initiative panafricaine, ce qui nous motive déjà, c'est de mettre ensemble en commun toutes nos ressources, que ce soit ressources humaines, ressources financières, ressources méthodologiques, tous nos outils à disposition des États et de travailler ensemble.
Donc là, en 2021, on a pris 7 pays. Là, nous allons, 2022, continuer avec 4 des pays les plus engagés, les plus motivés, où il y a la volonté politique, où c'est dans l'agenda du pays. Et nous allons continuer avec 4 pays. Donc la deuxième année, quand on sélectionne la première cohorte, la première année, on sélectionne un groupe de pays, la deuxième année, on les accompagne, et la troisième année, on fait le suivi avec eux et on les facilite le travail.
So when we get back home, we're going to first start to do the awareness, so people are aware that this can happen, but also we do need a framework, a national framework, which could be turned into a national policy on digital or services or digital delivery of TVET in Liberia. So it's going to be more of awareness, but also the formulation of policies to drive this process.
Nous les voyons faire 2 choses. La première, c'est qu'ils puissent créer un réseau entre eux pour des échanges de bonnes pratiques, des choses à éviter, pour s'épauler dans leur marche vers la digitalisation de ces systèmes d'enseignement et de formation technique et professionnelle. Voilà la première chose que nous leur avons recommandé, parce que c'est une chose de se retrouver pendant 1 semaine, 2 semaines, être formé, mais il faut maintenir le rythme. Et les uns et les autres, quand ils retournent dans leur pays, en essayant de faire en pratique ce qu'ils auront appris, auront sûrement des écueils. Et en ce sens-là, s'ils ont un réseau qui leur permet d'échanger les bonnes pratiques, ça permettra à tout le monde d'avancer de manière plus effective. Deuxièmement, il s'agit de faire de lance dans les différents pays pour pouvoir accompagner leurs gouvernements respectifs vers cette digitalisation des systèmes d'enseignement et de formation technique. En fait, ce sont les piliers sur lesquels nous nous basons en tant que partenaires pour développer des stratégies ou revisiter des stratégies là où elles existaient déjà de digitalisation des systèmes d'enseignement et de formation technique des professionnels. Voilà les 2 rôles essentiel que nous pensons qu'ils puissent jouer lorsqu'ils retournent dans leur pays.
Bienvenue à l'Université panafricaine. Lors de sa 15e session ordinaire en juillet 2010 à Kampala, en Ouganda, la conférence des chefs d'État et de gouvernement de l'Union africaine a décidé de mettre sur pied une institution d'enseignement supérieur pour appuyer les efforts de croissance en Afrique. L'Université panafricaine a donc été créée avec pour mission de fournir des ressources humaines hautement qualifiées à travers la promotion de l'innovation et de la recherche dans les secteurs clés du développement afin de répondre aux aspirations de l'agenda 2063. C'était en effet une décision historique, car les dirigeants africains prenaient ainsi une mesure ambitieuse de bâtir l'Afrique que nous voulons en investissant des ressources financières pour le développement de son capital humain. L'Université panafricaine ambitionne de devenir un centre d'excellence en matière de recherche et d'enseignement supérieur pour le progrès du continent. Elle est implantée en Afrique de l'Ouest, de l'Est, centrale, du Nord et austral à travers ses 5 instituts thématiques. 2 organes principaux sont chargés de l'administration de l'Université panafricaine. Le Conseil d'administration, organe directeur suprême chargé de superviser la politique, les finances et les biens de l'UPA. Le rectorat, organe responsable de la gestion quotidienne. Suite à une décision des chefs d'État et de gouvernement de l'UA lors du sommet de janvier 2015, Yaoundé au Cameroun a été désigné pour abriter le siège du rectorat. Le tout premier recteur de l'Université panafricaine a été recruté en juillet 2023. Le professeur Jean Koulidiati, académicien de renom et ancien membre du gouvernement du Burkina Faso, a été installé dans ses fonctions en octobre 2023. En plus de 10 ans d'existence, beaucoup a déjà été fait pour le progrès de l'Université panafricaine. 4 instituts sont opérationnels et fonctionnent pleinement. 26 programmes de master de sciences et des arts ainsi que 11 programmes de doctorat sont proposés dans des secteurs clés du développement. Plus de 3000 bourses ont été octroyées, notamment à plus de 1000 femmes africaines. 51 États membres de l'UA sont représentés à l'UPA. Entre 2012 et 2023, l'Université panafricaine compte à son actif plus de 2000 diplômés. La productivité scientifique de l'UPA s'est trouvée dynamisée grâce à 391 publications scientifiques, 10 brevets et 2 distinctions internationales. 4 centres d'incubation dans les 4 instituts de l'UPA ont été créés afin d'aider les étudiants à développer leurs compétences en entrepreneuriat et les amener à devenir des créateurs d'emplois. Des bâtiments permanents ont été alloués à PAO-Ouest, PAO-Lessi et PAO-Sti par les gouvernements algériens, nigérians et kenyans. La construction du siège du rectorat de l'UPA sur financement du gouvernement camerounais est en cours. Conformément à ses valeurs fondamentales de paix, d'intégration et d'unité, elle offre un environnement multiculturel et propice à l'apprentissage à des centaines d'étudiants africains de tous horizons, y compris les personnes vivant avec un handicap et les femmes. En cette veille du lancement du thème de l'année de l'éducation, l'Université panafricaine peut être fière de contribuer de manière significative au développement du capital humain de l'Afrique grâce aux bourses qu'elle octroie à la jeunesse africaine. Bienvenue à l'Université panafricaine. Lors de sa 15e session ordinaire en juillet 2010 à Kampala, en Ouganda, la conférence des chefs d'État et de gouvernement de l'Union africaine a décidé de mettre sur pied une institution d'enseignement supérieur pour appuyer les efforts de croissance en Afrique. L'Université panafricaine a donc été créée avec pour mission de fournir des ressources humaines hautement qualifiées à travers la promotion de l'innovation et de la recherche dans les secteurs clés du développement afin de répondre aux aspirations de l'agenda 2063. C'était en effet une décision historique, car les dirigeants africains prenaient ainsi une mesure ambitieuse de bâtir l'Afrique que nous voulons en investissant des ressources financières pour le développement de son capital humain. L'Université panafricaine ambitionne de devenir un centre d'excellence en matière de recherche et d'enseignement supérieur pour le progrès du continent. Elle est implantée en Afrique de l'Ouest, de l'Est, centrale, du Nord et austral à travers ses 5 instituts thématiques. 2 organes principaux sont chargés de l'administration de l'Université panafricaine. Le Conseil d'administration, organe directeur suprême chargé de superviser la politique, les finances et les biens de l'UPA. Le rectorat, organe responsable de la gestion quotidienne. Suite à une décision des chefs d'État et de gouvernement de l'UA lors du sommet de janvier 2015, Yaoundé au Cameroun a été désigné pour abriter le siège du rectorat. Le tout premier recteur de l'Université panafricaine a été recruté en juillet 2023. Le professeur Jean Koulidiati, académicien de renom et ancien membre du gouvernement du Burkina Faso, a été installé dans ses fonctions en octobre 2023. En plus de 10 ans d'existence, beaucoup a déjà été fait pour le progrès de l'Université panafricaine. 4 instituts sont opérationnels et fonctionnent pleinement. 26 programmes de master de sciences et des arts ainsi que 11 programmes de doctorat sont proposés dans des secteurs clés du développement. Plus de 3000 bourses ont été octroyées, notamment à plus de 1000 femmes africaines. 51 États membres de l'UA sont représentés à l'UPA. Entre 2012 et 2023, l'Université panafricaine compte à son actif plus de 2000 diplômés. La productivité scientifique de l'UPA s'est trouvée dynamisée grâce à 391 publications scientifiques, 10 brevets et 2 distinctions internationales. 4 centres d'incubation dans les 4 instituts de l'UPA ont été créés afin d'aider les étudiants à développer leurs compétences en entrepreneuriat et les amener à devenir des créateurs d'emplois. Des bâtiments permanents ont été alloués à PAO-Ouest, PAO-Lessi et PAO-Sti par les gouvernements algériens, nigérians et kenyans. La construction du siège du rectorat de l'UPA sur financement du gouvernement camerounais est en cours. Conformément à ses valeurs fondamentales de paix, d'intégration et d'unité, elle offre un environnement multiculturel et propice à l'apprentissage à des centaines d'étudiants africains de tous horizons, y compris les personnes vivant avec un handicap et les femmes. En cette veille du lancement du thème de l'année de l'éducation, l'Université panafricaine peut être fière de contribuer de manière significative au développement du capital humain de l'Afrique grâce aux bourses qu'elle octroie à la jeunesse africaine.
We have students from all over the continent. They come from the west, the south, the east, north, central Africa, Zimbabwe, Namibia, Botswana, Morocco, Algeria, Tunisia.
The Pan-African University has been a good initiative of the African Union.
The research is in line with the Vision 2063 of the African Union.
And our curriculum is also supposed to hinge around that Agenda 2063 with the fundamental aim of solving African issues. The PAU has, from the onset, been very conscious about gender matters.
So females are really encouraged to apply.
The orientation at the top level management is to reach 50-50 within the new 5 years.
I think the Pan-African University, it gives the opportunity for integration, it gives the opportunity for interaction, and then the program itself is carefully designed to make a scholar well-rounded.
Pan-African University, in fact, promotes entrepreneurship and innovation. We are having students moving from job seekers to job creators.
Out of my research, I can be able to produce products.
As a plant breeder, I will use all the knowledge I gain from here, either in my coursework or also in my research work.
Students are not limited, both financially, in terms of experience. They have access to facilities to use, and then, because they have a stipend they provide for the students, it enables the student to take care of other expenses while focusing on carrying out research.
Now the Pan-African University has come to stay. And I want to assure the new students that they're going to enjoy their being here as leaders of Africa for tomorrow.
Nikilala ukaya nikuja kushkola nikuja na njala chako niingie Kimbo.
Estamos a implementar projeto de resposta à educação no âmbito de emergência. Então, o objetivo é garantir que raparigas e rapazes deslocados de guerra continuam a ter acesso a uma educação formal, uma educação de qualidade, uma educação segura. Os pais também têm alívio porque vão se preocupar simplesmente com menos questões só de alimentação e está garantido que a criança terá acesso à educação através do apoio da planta.
Education in Emergency Working Group is chaired by the Federal Minister of Education at the federal level, Abuja level. And in base states, in the 3 states, Yobe, Adamawa, and Borno, we have the EI Working Group that is chaired by the Minister of Education or the SUBEBs at the state level. And we have many ways to support Nigeria government in terms of Safe School Declaration commitment. We have been in several countries where we develop and we support the government to domesticate the Safe School Declaration. And here in Nigeria, we are working with the Federal Minister. We have been supporting the Federal Minister in terms of domestication of the SSD, Safe School Declaration in Nigeria, from the policy level up to the implementation level.
In the last 12 years or so, we are grappling with this particular carnage and destruction. And the sub-target of Boko Haram has been the schools, students, teachers, structures.
Rising attacks on schools and students over the last few years have meant school closures. This has made it increasingly difficult for girls like me to get an education.
We know that when we talk about attack, especially even here in Nigeria, that most of the attacks happen in secondary schools.
The Safe School Declaration is in conformity with law of armed conflict, otherwise known as international humanitarian law, which of course guide the operation of Nigerian military. It is very important that adolescent girls are protected in schools from attack, because once attack takes place, they find it very difficult to go back to school.
So plan by joining the Secondary Education Working Group and even being a member or active member of the Education Emergency Working Group here in Nigeria is to ensure that adolescent girls who have reintegrated back to school are retained and complete their secondary education.
I was living in Goza local government happily with my family. I play freely, go to school daily. Because of crisis, I was staying at home about 3 to 4 years. I'm not going to school because our school have become military-based. Crisis affected my education in so many ways. It made me to be very weak and poor in terms of reading, writing, counting, and speaking English. I want to be a medical doctor so as to be helping people when they are sick in my community.
Many of us have experienced being attacked. Those who did survive had to move area, causing millions of us to be out of school. Friends and family have been pushed into poverty, and coronavirus has made things worse.
Adolescent girls in secondary school They are particularly very vulnerable when not in school to early marriage and early pregnancy.
In the wake of that crisis, 512 schools in the state being devastated. When you translate that to classrooms, we have 2,436 classrooms. Worse also, well over 500 of our teachers were either lynched or missing.
I know students and teachers who have been killed or kidnapped. We are all afraid to go back to school. We all need to be protected and supported.
We develop, of course, a tool, a monitoring tool. It's a technical tool, but also an easy one that is very easy to report a case of attack against education, attack against school, attacks against teachers.
The Nigerian military protects school from attack by conducting critical meetings with stakeholders, such as community leaders, sensitizing them to their role in securing the environment, including schools. They even go to the extent of training some community elements in some basic security skill on how to support security. The impressive performance of Nigerian military intelligence in the Northeast enabled me to relocate Command Secondary School boys Hauno to Maiduguri and Command Secondary School girls Meninga to Biu to forestall imminent Boko Haram attack at that time. In 2015, the headquarters of Nigerian Army authorized deployment of military teachers to IDP camp schools to support education continuity of IDP children.
Simba et Amara, jeunes diplômés et demandeurs d'emploi, cherchent à décrocher l'emploi de leurs rêves. Le directeur de leur établissement de FDP, Keita, leur a fait savoir qu'il organisait un salon de l'emploi en partenariat avec Moyo, une responsable RH d'une entreprise locale. Ils sont excités et veulent faire une bonne première impression. Ils téléchargent le manuel SIFA intitulé « Élever de niveau et réussir avec brio, guide des salons de l'emploi pour étudiants » et découvrent des astuces géniales qui leur permettent d'avoir une idée plus claire de leur plan de carrière, de bien rédiger leur CV pour décrocher une première interview, de constituer un dossier de présentation de leurs travaux, de préparer un plan d'action pour le jour du salon de l'emploi, de transposer leurs compétences dans le monde virtuel. Grâce au manuel SIFA, élever de niveau et réussir avec brio, guide des salons de l'emploi pour les étudiants, Amara se rend compte qu'elle a un super pouvoir. Une faculté à apprendre, à s'adapter et à se perfectionner. Un atout pour son futur métier de développeur de logiciels. Et Simba apprend à mettre sa pointe d'humour à l'interview pour détendre l'atmosphère. Ils ont tous deux gagné en confiance et ont réussi avec brio leur passage au Salon de l'Emploi. Rendez-vous sur le site aspire.org pour télécharger le manuel SIFA, élever de niveau et réussir avec brio, guide des salons de l'emploi pour les étudiants et découvrez votre arme secrète dès aujourd'hui. Everyone involved in driving youth employability, employment and skills development in one way or another on the African continent has the same goal in mind. A generation of skilled young people able to access quality jobs and create entrepreneurship opportunities, a key component in ultimately achieving the vision of Agenda 2063. The Skills Initiative for Africa, or SIFA, a program of the African Union Commission and the African Union Development Agency, NEPAD, seeks to make this vision a reality by ensuring that sustainable and systemic solutions are crafted to influence policy and practice and improve the occupational prospects of youth on the continent. SIFA's technical component, SIFA-TC, does this by facilitating dialogue and knowledge exchange on employment-oriented skills development in collaboration with stakeholders from AU member states, the private sector,
and the vocational education and training ecosystem as a whole to create synergies and alignment within the system, leveraging lessons learned from practice. The high rates of youth unemployment, coupled with the mismatch between the supply and demand for skills needed for African countries to thrive and develop both economically and socially, is a significant challenge for the continent. But overcoming this challenge and attaining the demographic dividend envisioned by Agenda 2063 is achievable if we all work together, especially with CIFA's wide range of tried and tested interventions at hand: dialogue events, private sector engagement, labor market information, knowledge management, African Continental Qualification Framework, policy recommendations. From its inception in 2017, CIFA has championed and facilitated the sharing of knowledge, insights, good practices and partnerships with impressive results. Free knowledge repository on the Aspire digital platform, which hosts over 85 good practices and has received almost 150,000 hits since October 2021 and counting. Extensive regional and continental dialogue on employment creation through 5 conferences hosted by the Africa Creates Jobs platform in 2021. 28 private sector engagements in employment-oriented skills development, development of a draft policy of the African Continental Qualification Framework, training of over 130 labor market and skills development practitioners, rapid skills assessment in 8 countries. As we gear up for Phase 2 of CIFA, let's keep the momentum going. Visit aspire.org today and find out how you can share, collaborate, engage to help create better opportunities for youth and contribute to the Africa we want. Keita, directeur d'un établissement de FTP, et Moyo, responsable des ressources humaines d'une entreprise locale, savent que le monde du travail évolue rapidement. Les gens adoptent les nouvelles technologies et modifient leur façon de communiquer et de collaborer. Amara et Simba, des étudiants de Keita, cherchent à entrer en contact avec des employeurs potentiels pour présenter leur CV sans parcourir de longues distances. Et Moyo constate qu'elle ne profite pas pleinement des innovations numériques pour un recrutement efficient. Il télécharge le manuel CIFA intitulé « Faire passer son salon de l'emploi en mode virtuel » qui présente des outils et des modèles utiles et qui explique comment utiliser les solutions numériques telles que Zoom et MS Teams pour organiser des salons virtuels de l'emploi et offrir aux entreprises, aux établissements de FTP et aux demandeurs d'emploi des possibilités d'interaction. Keita et Moyo décident de faire équipe et depuis leur lieu de résidence respectif, ils travaillent ensemble à l'élaboration d'un thème, d'un budget et d'un plan pour la tenue d'un salon virtuel de l'emploi et réfléchissent sur la manière d'utiliser les outils en ligne pour la promotion de ce salon. En organisant un salon virtuel de l'emploi réussi, Keita et Moyo ont permis à Amara et Simba de faire valoir leurs compétences et de tirer le meilleur parti de cette formidable opportunité de mise en réseau à distance, comblant ainsi le fossé qui existe entre l'industrie et l'enseignement. Rendez-vous sur le site aspire.org pour télécharger le manuel CIFA intitulé « Faire passer son salon de l'emploi en mode virtuel » et commencer à planifier le lancement de votre salon virtuel de l'emploi dès aujourd'hui.
The report aims to support policy dialogue between countries to address the challenge of low learning levels in Africa. It draws on 5 country reports covering the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Ghana, Mozambique, Rwanda, Senegal, and a series of case studies from all African regions. Children in Africa are 5 times less likely to learn the basics than elsewhere. 1 in 5 children of primary school age remain out of school. Without these foundations, children will not be able to fully benefit from further education and reach their full potential. Change begins with developing an informed plan of action. The report shines a spotlight on minimal conditions for learning in Africa and critical areas for improvement, like teaching children in their home language, ensuring access to textbooks, and providing daily meals. There should also be more focus on accurate data capturing. Despite improvements in assessments, there's no information on the learning levels of 2/3 of African children. By funding educational institutions, donors can support countries' efforts to transform learning. Critically, peer learning mechanisms established by the African Union can help identify and scale up solutions. To help teachers transform learning in their classrooms, they must have access to training and teacher guides. Strong school leaders can help keep learning improvement a priority. Foundational education changes everything. It inspires lifelong learning and societal change.
Born to learn.
We are born to learn.
I like being a teacher because I want to help shape the life of the next generation.
There's never a better time to teach children than at those formative early ages. Once you prioritize that, you give them a head start.
Efutu MA Basic School is one of the public schools in Cape Coast Metropolis.
Efutu is a good school because we have a network between the head teacher and then the teachers. Then we also have a good relationship between the school and then the community.
We work as a team and we work to produce results.
To improve our teaching of reading so that literacy levels will rise for our nation.
Our local language is the Fanti. So we teach the children in L1 because they speak the L1 at home. When we use it to teach, it helps them to assimilate fast. Teaching students in their mother tongue boosts their morale and helps them to participate very well during lesson delivery.
They are very happy coming to school regularly because they know that when they come, they will also be given the chance to talk and participate.
The head teacher provides all the necessary resources that we need.
As a head teacher, I give training to my teachers. So I go to the classroom, I see how teaching and learning is going on, we discuss.
The most important way of improving basic education is when you improve the quality of the teacher.
PLC is Professional Learning Communities. It is done every Wednesday. The curriculum lead go around and collect challenging topics from teachers. She sits with the head teacher to make a plan.
When we do the PLC, some other teachers adopt some skills and strategies from other teachers, which also help them to teach and teach competently and confidently. This has actually improved teaching and learning in Efutu MA Basic School. They teach with joy, they teach with confidence, they teach with all the requisite materials that will affect teaching and learning.
I think UNESCO Global Monitoring Program gives us an opportunity to reflect and look at our best practices and how it is serving the needs of our nation. We also get to hear about best practices in other countries. Education must be fit for purpose. If you don't design an education system that is fit for the transformation of your nation, socio-economic transformation, of course, will elude you.
My hope for the future for Efutu MA Basic School is that we should be best among the best.
L'UNESCO définit le FTP, l'enseignement et la formation technique et professionnelle, comme le développement de connaissances et de compétences pour l'apprentissage tout au long de la vie et pour le travail. Un EFTP conséquent offre plusieurs bienfaits. La main-d'œuvre nationale est plus employable et plus productive. Les demandes sectorielles de main-d'œuvre qualifiée sont satisfaites. Les jeunes qui rejoignent la population active bénéficient d'un meilleur statut socio-économique et de davantage d'options pour l'apprentissage tout au long de la vie et la mobilité de l'emploi. À l'échelle mondiale, l'EFTP contribue à la réalisation des objectifs de développement durable et les ambitions de lutte contre le changement climatique décrites dans l'accord de Paris. Ces évolutions poussent les institutions d'EFTP à s'adapter. Les emplois dans les secteurs formels et informels répondent à de nouvelles demandes telles que les ODD ou à des perturbations comme la pandémie de Covid-19. Ces nouvelles demandes exigent une main-d'œuvre dotée des compétences et des valeurs nécessaires à la transition écologique. L'UNEVOC est le centre international de l'UNESCO pour l'EFTP. Pour aider à la transition vers l'économie écologique, l'UNESCO-UNEVOC plaide en faveur d'une EFTP écologique. L'écologisation des établissements de FTP introduit des principes écologiques, des compétences techniques et des solutions pratiques dans les programmes d'études. L'écologisation de l'EFTP vise à combler le déficit en matière de formation et compétences. Répondre à la demande de compétences et qualifications écologiques, plaider pour la justice sociale et contrer l'impact de la pandémie de Covid-19 sont des éléments importants de l'écologisation du travail, des communautés et de la société par le FTP. Le FTP est souvent considéré comme un levier pour promouvoir l'emploi et le travail. L'écologisation de l'EFTP revient à étendre cette notion. Au début de la décennie d'action, la pandémie de Covid-19 a considérablement modifié le monde du travail. Plus d'1 milliard de personnes travaillent dans des secteurs à haut risque d'être perturbés par le Covid-19. L'écologisation de l'EFTP peut contribuer à reconstruire et améliorer le monde du travail. En écologisant le FTP, les travailleurs touchés par la pandémie peuvent acquérir de nouvelles connaissances et compétences pour prospérer dans l'économie écologique post-Covid. Les pays déjà engagés à atteindre des objectifs ambitieux en matière de développement durable les intègrent désormais dans les efforts de reprise post-Covid-19. La lutte contre le changement climatique, la promotion de la justice socio-économique, la satisfaction de la demande de compétences écologiques et la lutte contre la pandémie de Covid-19 sont des questions politiques importantes et urgentes qui peuvent être directement soutenues par l'écologisation de l'EFTP.
UNESCO defines TVET, Technical and Vocational Education and Training, as the development of knowledge, skills and competencies for lifelong learning and the working world. Strong TVET has several benefits. National workforces are more employable and productive. Sector demands for skilled labour are met. Young people joining the workforce have increased socio-economic standing and more options for lifelong learning and employment mobility. On a global scale, TVET helps in the pursuit of the Sustainable Development Goals and the climate ambitions outlined in the Paris Agreement. These developments are driving TVET institutions to adapt. Jobs in the formal and informal sectors are responding to new demands, such as the SDGs or disruptions like the COVID-19 pandemic. The new demands require a workforce with the right skills and values needed for the green transition. UNEVOC is UNESCO's international centre for TVET. To help with the transition to the green economy, UNESCO UNEVOC advocates for greening TVET. Greening TVET institutions introduces green principles, technical skills, and practical solutions into the curriculum. Greening TVET seeks to address the education and skill gap. Meeting the demand for green skills and qualifications, advocating for social justice, and countering the impact of COVID-19 are important parts of greening work, communities, and society through TVET. TVET is often seen as an economic lever for promoting employment and work. Greening TVET is about expanding this notion. At the start of the decade of action, COVID-19 has dramatically altered the world of work. More than 1 billion people work in sectors at high risk of disruption due to COVID-19. Greening TVET can help rebuild and improve the world of work. By greening TVET, workers affected by the pandemic can acquire new knowledge and skills to thrive in the post-COVID green economy. Countries already committed to ambitious sustainability goals are now making these a part of COVID-19 recovery efforts. Tackling climate change, advancing socio-economic justice, meeting the demand for green skills, and combating the COVID-19 pandemic are important and urgent policy issues that can be directly supported by greening TVET.
I am at Kasupe School in Chipata, Zambia, to find out more about a crisis that is affecting millions of children across this region. Millions of children are not developing the vital reading and math skills they need. Right here in Zambia, only about 4% of learners in grade 2 can read with comprehension. The teachers have very few educational aids, and in many cases, they are poorly equipped and lack mentoring. The good thing is that we're seeing positive trends, like the Catch-Up program, that lays important foundational skills in literacy and numeracy for children in Chipata and other provinces throughout Zambia. All is not lost for this generation. We need more countries to sign up to the commitment to action on foundational learning, to take urgent and decisive action, especially where learning levels are lowest, to ensure that the next generation of Africans reach their fullest potential.
In the same classroom, we have students who cannot even bring out the letter sounds. Some can read words. Some can also read storybooks with ease. So as a teacher, what are you going to do?
Tante kono wane garmakar wadwal gora amuda tuo kapio shadan.
Catch-Up program is about being creative so that you draw the mind of the learners to be in the lesson. We have a good number of pupils who are not able to read in grade 3 who managed to scoop good results. The last grade 7 examination, learners are breaking through.
To the world, I would say one thing. Stand by and watch Africa become a powerhouse of the future as the youth of Africa drive the economy for the next 10 years. It will be an exciting decade, and I really challenge the whole world to participate and support Africa to become that global powerhouse.
This is the beginning of something very, very big.
Now is your time. The world and Africa has never been in a better place for young people to stand up and make their future their own.
We need to enhance awareness about TVET career paths.
I want all the other girls and women to be able to see and realize that they can be anything they want to be.
Leaders, government, private sector in particular really need to think of what it is we can do collectively.
And it has been a remarkable opportunity for all of us to be here and to engage with members and partners of WorldSkills International and share the vision of WorldSkills Africa. We will work with the current members to co-create the governance arrangements as well as encourage membership and mentorship and wholehearted support to new countries and willing countries that want to be part of WorldSkills Africa.
The reason why I'm here is because of my family and also because of the country. We have an abundance of different ingredients.
It's creation, it builds us. We need implementers, we need artisans, we need people of different skill sets contributing to that path.
My appeal for the African countries is to join the WorldSkills movement. The world is not complete without Africa.
As Kenya joins African Union in commemoration of the Africa Year on Education 2024, WorldSkills Kenya wishes to recognize and appreciate the Specialized Technical Committee of the Ministry of Education, Science, Technology and Innovation, which called for revamping of TVET systems on the continent and establishment of the WorldSkills Africa desk at the AUDA NEPAD.
We are investing close to 30% of all our resources as a country in education. And we are doing so intentionally and deliberately because the greatest resource we have as a nation is our human capital.
The Technical and Vocational Education and Training Authority TVETA Director General, Dr. Kipkirui Langat, attended the WorldSkills International General Assembly held in Kazan, Russia in August 2019 and submitted Kenya's application to join the global competition for consideration.
The authority in the past 3 years been able to map out all the stakeholders within the sector. This includes the industry, other government agencies, development partners, training providers, so that as we coordinate the affairs of the sector, we make sure that we meet the requirement of every stakeholder.
Kenya was formally admitted to the WorldSkills International as the 84th member, and TVETA was designated by the government of Kenya through the Ministry of Education to take responsibility for the leadership, management, and daily operation of WorldSkills Kenya. The key mandate of WorldSkills Kenya is to plan, prepare, and coordinate skills competitions nationally, continentally, and globally, among other projects aimed at improving skills acquisition excellence. Since its establishment, WorldSkills Kenya has successfully coordinated Team Kenya's participation at the second WorldSkills Africa competitions, which were held in Swakopmund, Namibia in 2022.
The bronze medal goes to Joseph Kiari from Kenya.
During the competition, our TVET trainees competed in mechatronics, catering and restaurant services, emerging with gold and bronze medals, thereby putting Kenya as a talent hub in the respective skill areas. In 2023, World Skills Kenya organized a successful national competition that attracted over 100 competitors from the public and private TVET institutions who competed in 18 skill areas.
It is showcase and celebration of the incredible fusion of skills, technology and innovation across various vocational trades.
Everyone who is participating in this event is a winner. The fact that you have been selected to be among the very few making to the national competition, that alone makes you a winner.
As a private sector, we need to be competitive in the market. And where we start is from the skills. So therefore, as the industry, we are coming here to as a demonstration that we want those cutting-edge skills so that we can be able to be competitive globally.
The competition was conducted according to World Skills International Competition standards and regulations. From the competition, 10 competitors in 8 skill areas were selected to represent Kenya during the World Skills International Competition that will be held in Lyon, France in September 2024. This competition represents a significant milestone for the Kenyan youth. It aims to foster skills excellence, promote vocational training, and will empower young talents from across the nation for leadership roles, furthers job opportunities, advances entrepreneurship and innovation, and uplifts the living standards of their families and communities. As Kenya propels itself towards becoming a middle-income country, it has put in place several initiatives to address a distinct skills gap between the needs of growing industries and the skill capabilities of its workforce. The country has been implementing distinct policy decisions to address this gap by transforming the entire education and training system. On this humble note, allow Kenya delegation to say Asante Sana and Hongera AUDA NEPAD for the launch of the World Skills Africa Desk. World Skills Kenya congratulates World Skills Africa and commits its support as a member state.
TVET institutions should endeavor to develop strong academia public-private partnerships and train with the industry and for the industry. We want to absolutely partner with you.
The World Skills Kenya National Competition is a stepping stone towards a brighter tomorrow, where skilled professionals will lead us into a new era of progress and prosperity.
Our human capital is the single most important resource that we have as a nation, and we cannot afford to gamble with the only resource that we are sure about.
Africa will, for the first time ever, hold the World Skills 2025 competition, with Zambia adopted to host the renowned Skills Global Competition in its tourist capital, Livingstone. Visiting Zambia on a mission to assess preliminary plans for the scheduled 2025 competition, a World Skills International delegation paid a courtesy call on President Hakainde Hichilema to appreciate and share the insights of the skills competition. President Hichilema thanked the World Skills International for giving Zambia the opportunity to host the first World Skills Africa competition.
Just to acknowledge and appreciate the decision that was made to award Zambia to host the skills competition on the competition side. You talked about capacity and then also skills competition. So very, very thankful to your organization. And as a country, we are extremely delighted to host this important event in Livingstone, which is what we call our tourist capital of Zambia. And we are also conscious and accept the challenges or advice that you have rendered to us with regards to the remedies that are needed, improvements that are needed in order to make the competition, if you like, meet the minimum acceptable standards.
Whilst in Zambia, WorldSkills International board members took a physical spot check assessment of the adopted venue, the tourist capital of Zambia, Livingstone, located in the southern province. The assessed venues comprise the Livingstone Institute of Business and Engineering Studies, LIBES, and the numerous hospitality Livingstone-bound lodges. Earlier, the delegation paid a courtesy call on the mayor of Livingstone, Her Worship Constance Nalishibo Mleabai.
And hopefully your presence in the city will just add more value, more assurance that yes, we can take part in this, and yes, we can be recognized in the world.
In Livingstone, visiting WorldSkills International board members were hosted at a memorable gala dinner. And speaking at the event, a member of parliament who is also tourism minister, Rodney Skumba, believed the sampling of Livingstone facilities will result in a fine competition.
We should be able to see one of the finest competitions being held in Zambia, and also seeing our own TVET institutions together with private sector, captains of industry participate, and also minting what everybody always wants to say, gold.
And we are the biggest platform that brings together government, the industry, the educators, to drive innovation for promoting skills development and also for changing the perception for TVET.
Yet again, in Lusaka, hosting WorldSkills International board members during a colorful gala dinner and at the launch of WorldSkills Africa, Ministry of Technology and Science Minister Felix Matati believed the skills competition to be hosted by Zambia will be an event that will create an environment to tap into opportunities that will help to learn more and advance for positive change.
Africa now appreciates, Zambia appreciates that skills are the only instruments that are going to change the world. I want to thank you, board member, for the WorldSkills International. I also want to thank the AU for recognizing and bestowing honor upon our president to be the champion for Africa for delivering education and skills.
WorldSkills International Vice President for Special Affairs, Dr. Sankwi Lin, said Zambia was ready to host the event.
With the commitment, with the support from President, from Minister, from all sponsors, all partners here, I am pretty sure that we are going to have the most ever successful of WorldSkills Africa competition in 2025 Livingstone.
Africa boasts the largest youth population in the world. But of the 10 countries with the highest unemployment rates globally, 8 are in sub-Saharan Africa. As Young Africa, we are determined to change that.
My name is Tawanda Mtamiri, ndogara mchitongweza. Ndita pano beating spirit painting pa Young Africa Skills Center. Ndakata gore ndiri pachikoro 6 months attachment. Ndakazograduate. Ndagraduate ndakatsvaga basa fanda employer pa Young Africa ipapo necompany inonzi Modban Enterprises.
By enhancing young people's competencies and talents with innovative and high-impact solutions, we are improving employability and providing entrepreneurial training where job opportunities are limited.
So Young Africa started as a very small private initiative. We run programs now in countries in Southern Africa. So we have our own training centers in Zimbabwe, in Mozambique, in Zambia, in Namibia. But we also work in partnership with other organizations. Now, Young Africa always delivers a full package of vocational training, skills of the hands, but also life skills education, so that our youths can live with heart, mind, a sense of purpose, a sense of dignity, with self-esteem. And because we train young people for work and income, we help them with a course in entrepreneurship as well.
This holistic, sustainable approach takes into account the multifaceted character of development needs in sub-Saharan Africa.
Ndiri single mother. Ndoya pano pa Young Africa ni mwana wangu. At first ndakabeda ngudziko kuti mwana wangu ndichamuseti, iye ndichamusirani. Saka ndakauya pano pa Young Africa, vakandibatsira ini ni mwana wangu. Zvokuti pari zvino mwana wangu anenge ari kunesari. Inini ndinoita motor mechanics. Ndakaifarira pakuti kudhara raive basa raitwa nevarume. So as for now, ndikufarira pakuti basa iri ndakugona kuriitawo. Ende zvinoita kuti ndifeel empowered.
As gender imbalance continues to make it difficult for girls and young women. To that end, we have two responses that we've come up with. That is the hostel for disadvantaged girls who come from remote outlying areas, as well as a daycare facility or a creche for young nursing mothers.
Saka skill yanda kuwana pano pa Young Africa inondibatsira kuti ndaitarisirwa pasi semunhu anorama neurema, asi zvino zvakundi ndakukwanisa kuita zvinhu zvandanga ndisingatarisiri muupenyu kuitawo sevamwe.
Young Africa targets youth that are underprivileged academically, economically, and socially.
In order to expand our reach to the youth in marginalized communities, in 2016, Young Africa launched the mobile training program in various parts of Zimbabwe, as well as in Mozambique and Zambia.
The mobile training is designed to reach out to young people in underserviced, outlying and remote areas of any country that Young Africa is found in.
The organization's heartbeat is to create self-sufficient, productive members of society by fostering shared equality and without leaving any young person behind.
We work with local entrepreneurs who train our youths in the practical skills. It's skills of the hands, so it's skills learning by doing, competence-based learning. And it's our franchisees, our in-house entrepreneurial partners who deliver that part of the training.
Our major business is imparting their ICT skills to the community of Chitungwezi, specifically young people.
Youth unemployment is a huge problem, but young people offer great opportunities as well. We believe in their dynamic energy to make a change in the world and a change for a better Africa.
Through training, we are creating opportunities, building dreams, touching lives, and transforming communities. Our goal is to train 500,000 young people by 2025. Young Africa, bridging the social gap.
Guys, we are almost graduating. What does the future hold for us African youth?
After graduating from college, is securing a job certain?
I want to further my education. Why shouldn't I leave this country to seek other opportunities?
As an aspiring fashion designer who would like to trade in textile all over Africa, how do I get funding for my business?
Trade? Are we even sure of economic stability? As for me, I just want to expand our family farm and set up a food processing company. But how can I easily transport and sell my goods to other African countries?
Have you not heard of Agenda 2063?
What is Agenda 2063?
Agenda 2063 is the master plan for transforming Africa into a global powerhouse of the future by the year 2063. And ensuring that Africa's development is driven by investments that are sustainable and benefits all people, and that development activities will promote unity, self-determination, freedom, progress, and collective prosperity, pursued under the ideals of Pan-Africanism and the vision of Africa's Renaissance. Do you know Agenda 2063 aims to increase investment in key infrastructure, improved agricultural practices, and better management of our natural resources, as well as access to quality health and education to enable Africans to unlock their full potential? And with a well-educated society and empowered people, our communities will thrive as Africans actively participate in decision-making to promote good governance, democracy, respect for human rights, and the right to live in stable and peaceful societies. And a peaceful and secure Africa will provide the right environment we desire for growth and development, productive employment, and decent work for all. We can build more world-class infrastructure, sustain industrialization, and foster innovation as we invest in the blue ocean economy, agriculture, advanced technology, transportation, health, renewable energy, commerce, and finance, and even outer space technology, translating into a better standard and quality of living for all African people. The Agenda 2063 promotes a united Africa with a strong cultural identity, common heritage, values and ethics. Agenda 2063 will enable Africa to position itself as a strong, united, resilient and influential global player.
Wow, that is the Africa I want. That is the Africa I want.
That is the Africa I want.
That is the Africa I want.
That is the Africa I want.
This is the Africa we want.
Let us unite to build the Africa we want. Visit www.au.int to learn more about Agenda 2063.